Hello, friends, and welcome back to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark,
And I'm Midge Munster.
and Midge and I have been remarking about just the influx of spooky summer media
It
that we
is
are we are having this year.
it is a good time to be a horror fan for sure.
Yes, so this is a little bit different for us, so you'll have to let us know what you think. But we always enjoy talking about movies and media on here, so we thought that maybe we would just have a little sit down and chat, talk about some of the stuff that we've already seen, what we think, and maybe a few things that we're looking forward to.
I'm mentally calling this our summer blockbuster bonanza.
Yes, hell yeah!
Because
And I mean, do you have somewhere you want to start, Midge?
you know where I want to start because the summer started out so strong.
Oh, it really did. Yes, you guys heard us already briefly extol the virtues of sinners, but
Ah,
we got to talk about this movie, Midge.
whew! I don't even and first I want to say Penny and I also want to like really dedicate a full
Yes.
episode to this at some point and dissect all the beauty and tasty, beautiful gorgeousness that happened in this film. So this will be far from our full opinions, but
Yes, this is the gush fest. The like
yeah,
research will come later.
this is your bite-sized sampler to also push you if you have not seen it yet to get your booty because they are bringing it back into theaters
Yes.
again already because it was so successful. So where do we begin? Um,
I'm just like I feel like this was in so many ways just like tailor made for the uh the horror fan who wants a little bit more with
a
their
little bit
bite.
more,
Like
yeah,
this it just struck me because it was like so oftentimes you're like this movie is like really interesting and really thoughtful, and maybe is kind of a bummer, or like this movie was a lot of fun but there wasn't a whole lot of meat to it.
meat to it,
And
yeah.
this was just one where I was like, oh, this is incredibly thoughtful but also just like a good ass time.
Well, and I saw someone articulate something that I felt I had the same wish, and it was that I almost wish I had known nothing going in.
So I
Um,
I kind of did, but
yeah. Well, and I mean
even
more
if you didn't
that
know there were vampires, that would have been great.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
you're right. You're
specifically what
right.
I mean is that like I wish I hadn't even known it was a vampire movie because we're well into an hour of this film
Yeah.
before the vampire shows up. And that alone is such an incredible freaking choice. Um, the character development and storytelling that happens well before we ever even see our main antagonist is, oh my god, some of my favorite storytelling I've seen on screen in years.
It was so good. That was I know I went to go see this with Caitlin, and on the way back we were both like, it's a good horror movie when you're like, I kind of wish there wasn't horror. Like I kind of wished we could have just had a movie about the juke joint and everything
And the
that was
character,
going
yeah,
on. We didn't like there like the vampires were excellent, but I'm like I didn't need there to be vampires because the characters and the world was like just so richly created already.
right. But yeah, just phenomenal acting all
Yes.
around, phenomenal writing. The music is astonishing, the costume design, the sets. I mean, just every aspect of this is a visual freaking feast and an oral feast. Um, and then we get some of the actually scariest vampires I've seen in years also.
Yeah.
I haven't been scared of a vampire in a very long time. Thanks, Edward
Yes.
Cullen. Thanks, Stephanie Meyer. Um, the Remick is such a freaking good antagonist too because he is dynamic.
Mhm.
He is, I believe, genuinely thinking he is offering them freedom and
Yeah.
help. And because his intentions on his end he thinks are good, makes it even more sinister. Oh my god, this movie just freaking rocked.
It did, and it's just it's so visually stunning, like you said. Just like, and I know I just saw the regular version, but I know that like in IMAX, it's
I did
supposed to
see it
be
in
so good.
IMAX. I mean y'all know cuz I talk about it nonstop. I rarely go see a film not in my hometown theater that
Hmm.
is owned um it's owned by a local person. It's only 4 theaters. It's very small. They do an amazing job though, but they don't have an IMAX theater,
Yeah.
and that's, not no shade to them. That's just the way it is. But this was one movie where I was like, I think I gotta go do it. I gotta do it to him, and I'm so freaking glad I did. That the ancestor scene,
Oh,
Penny, Penny. I I didn't breathe for however long. What that's probably like a 3 minute, 4 minute
yeah,
scene
yeah.
because it's the length of the song. I haven't been that moved maybe by anything. I mean, that was just and in IMAX with the full sound
Oh,
experience of
I
it.
bet. Oh my gosh.
Woo! Yeah, that wow. And I saw again, this is someone else's opinion, but I agree. Uh there's just something for everyone in this film. If you want a vampire movie, you will get a great vampire movie. If you want to see a phenomenal telling of a black story by
Hmm.
black artists, you will get that. If you just want to see like gorgeous historical period piece, you'll get that. Like whatever you're wanting to get from this movie, it's there for you. And if people are going to see it through 100 different lenses, and no matter how you view it, I think you're going to love it. Like,
Yes.
I have not heard one person be like, yeah, I just didn't really care for it.
No, yeah. It's pretty, yeah, I don't think I've seen any, I mean, and I I just now I've now my mind's in a mush. I wanted to, I'm like, I don't want to spoil things.
Right, right, right.
I do want, so definitely stay for after credits.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
not, don't leave. When I went to see it, like everybody in the theater left before even the mid credits. And I was like,
Oh,
if you didn't see the mid credit scene, you didn't see the movie.
also,
Like,
how did you stand up? I sat in that dark theater for about 10 minutes after the after credits
uh,
and just sat there. I couldn't, I was like, I need 5 to 6 business days to recover from the like sensory input of that film.
oh, I'm sure I
Um,
was crying.
oh my God. Yes. I cried so many times and I laughed out loud so many
Yes, I was
times.
yeah, that was when my brain was stuttering. I was trying to think to be like, it's just it's very emotional in kind of every way. Like it has
Yes,
laugh out loud
joy.
moments, incredibly charming and lovable moments. Like I just love the characters. Michael B. Jordan
Playing
playing the
two
dual
freaking
roles so good. Like
hell yeah.
from that opening scene where they pass the cigarette, I was like, "Oh, okay. We're
I'm
in
locked
for
in.
it.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
doing
locked. I'm
this."
all in,
Like
brother. Yeah.
sometimes in movies where you have people playing twins, it gets a little goofy. There it like you I would have believed that he does have a twin after watching this movie.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot 2 minutes into the movie that
Yeah.
it wasn't two actors. Astonishing work by and our other is his name Miles Canton, is that correct? Let me double check
Yes.
that
I
I'm
double checked.
getting
It's
that
definitely
correct. Yes,
Miles. Yes.
Miles
Okay.
Caton,
Caton.
not Canton. Um what a freaking voice.
Oh, yes, beautiful.
Whoo!
So beautiful.
He's gonna be a star, man. Wow. And our I mean the whole cast is like nothing. Y'all, if you haven't gone, go freaking see this movie right
Right.
now.
You gotta
I
see it
can't
right now.
I can't stress it enough. We just listen, y'all know I love schlock and camp more than most people. I will watch a bad movie just for the sake of having a silly, goofy time.
Yeah.
We are not seeing storytelling like this anymore.
Yes.
And obviously, like, Penny and I are not the people to speak to this, but like, seeing Black storytelling and showcasing, like, yeah, this is a horror movie and a lot of awful things happen to these people, but we get to see their joy too. And
Yeah.
it's really freaking special and beautiful. And uh yeah, damn, go see this. This gets, if we're doing our summer movie ranking, this is my number one film of the summer
Oh
thus
yeah.
far, and this gets a 5 out of 5 skulls from me.
Yes. Yeah, A plus for sure.
All right, now we're gonna get into one. I'm gonna go into one that you didn't see, I don't
All
think.
right.
Actually, no, not, we're
Mhm.
gonna hold that
Okay.
because where are we headed now? Because I wanted to, I want to spread out the goods and the bads.
Oh, does that mean you want to talk about a bad one now?
Yeah, and I think
Let's
you know
talk about
exactly
Fear
what I want to
Street.
talk about. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that.
So I'm
Uh
gonna say I did not even know this was coming out. I just flipped
oh.
on Netflix and I was like, "Oh,
Huh.
cool! Those Fear Street movies were pretty good. I'll watch this." Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I did know this was coming. I've known for about 4 months now, I think, is when we kind of started getting teasers. Um and I really thoroughly enjoyed the first 3. They're not
Yeah.
winning any awards.
No,
That's,
they're
you know,
fun. They're solid. I
they're
enjoyed
really
them.
fun. And there's some good character development in the first 3. We get attached to some of the characters. There's an actual like through line and storyline, and there's some interesting like time play. Like, you know, we're
Mhm.
in the 90s, we're in the 70s, we're in the 1600s. It's fun. Um so I really, I had a fun time with those when they came out, and so I was very excited about this. My best friend and I have been counting down the days till Fear Street Prom Queen released. We had like a countdown,
Yeah.
and we were like, we can't wait. Oh my god. We had to drive to St. Louis that day, and we were like, as soon as we get to St. Louis, we're turning on the Netflix. Like, we were ready. This is so bad.
It's so bad.
This is the and it's not, again, I just said it. I'll watch a bad movie. This
Right?
wasn't
Yeah.
even bad in a fun way.
No.
And I
That's
watched it with a group of fun gay people, and we and
That's
we're
if even the gays can't save it, then
if
there's no there's no
even the
chance.
commentary of the queers could not bring back this film. Woof. Where do
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
go
like
in, Penny. Go in.
it was just so I watched it and I was just like this movie is just absolutely mediocre in every way. Like
I think that's even being
just
gracious.
it's just boring. Like
Yeah.
that's it's
Yes.
bad, but not like you said, not in like a campy fun way. It was just like, oh, this is just literally all so boring. I don't care about any of these characters. This movie is just why am I even why am I watching
Yeah,
this?
it's just a waste of 90 minutes. There was no.
And yeah, 90-minute I will this is not a summer blockbuster, but I also on the same day watched House of Wax with Vincent Price from
Oh, hell yeah.
1953, which is also 90 minutes long. And I was like, "Oh my god, like this movie packs so much
Chock
into this
full.
90 minutes." And I
Yeah.
was watching then this prom queen movie and I was just like, "Holy shit,
Nothing
is it
happened.
not been 90 minutes yet? This is the longest thing I've ever watched."
Well, and I just, oh, it's so funny to me. First of all, like right out the gate, we're at prom. There was no
No, yeah.
lead up really, so we don't know who any of these people are. Um, and we're at the prom, and it's 1983, like, or 88. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
80s.
it's the 80s. I think it was. It doesn't matter.
But it
Point
doesn't
being,
matter because it's not even like it doesn't feel like the 80s at all.
all of these people have Instagram
Yep.
faces. I'm pissed the hell off. Um, for some reason, all of the background characters are wearing period clothing, but none of the leads are.
Yeah.
They're all wearing like the same dress from Shein. I don't like. It looks like One of our friend Andrew's theory is that they blew all their budget on music and then
Possible.
had nothing this movie feels like it's written by AI,
Yeah.
to be so real with you. I would not be shocked at all to find that out. um, there's the most uncomfortable dance battle scene I've ever watched in my life that seemed like they told the actors, hey, you have 6 8 counts, just do something.
Yeah.
And they're just thrashing. And not like goth thrashing, like just
No, yeah. It definitely is like, oh, so you didn't choreograph anything for these
no,
poor girls. You were just like, just move around, I guess.
no one's directing. Hands are off the wheel, eyes are closed. Yeah, this was bad. I am so bummed out. I was very excited about this, especially because it was in the 80s. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so fun and campy, and
I
like
did
80s is the perfect slasher time period.
I know that immediately annoyed me because I was just like, if you're gonna like, you can't just be like, well, it's the 80s, lol, because like you have to do something
Yeah,
to
from the
make it
company that brought
feel
us Stranger Things, and this is what you
exactly
give
like
us.
right. I'm like, if you want to do
Just
80s
reuse the sets.
nostalgia, do something about it. And especially like these girls with their like super like luxe,
Flat hair,
flat hair, and I'm like, no, this is
their
not the
halo
80s.
extensions. Yeah, I was like, what is going on? And the like, yeah, just everything about this was rough. And the payoff of like who the killer wasn't even interesting. Or
No.
I would literally say just skip this.
Yeah,
Just
it's
skip
not
it. It's
the
not giving.
the moment, one of many moments that just filled me with horror was,
But not in a fun
but
way.
not in a fun way, was when all of the girls started doing a swimsuit dance
Yeah, it was
on
like
the
Mean
stage,
Girls.
trying to do a Mean Girls moment. But I'm also like, this is not what happens when someone is running for prom queen. Like, it's
Also, like,
what?
what high school were you at? They were like, we'll announce prom queen at like what, like 11 p.m. I was like, what? These people are 16. What? Nobody's at prom at 11 p.m. Like, what do you mean? I don't know.
Baffling.
Just the whole thing was bizarre. It's like an alien wrote it who had never heard of the 80s or been to a prom
Yeah.
or watched a slasher film. And also, why was the I don't know, why was the killer just in a red raincoat? Like, I don't know, it just like
Yeah.
nothing felt purposeful. It felt like they used a bunch of stuff they had in their like theater costume closet at
It
school and
did.
tried to make a movie.
And
It
like they
was
just
just
had a
bizarre.
bunch of like, it really, like when you say it feels like it's written by AI, because it is like, it's like, okay, well, we have to have a best friend character. Does she have anything to do with the story? No. Does this person have anything to do with it? No. Like, no one has
I
anything
got
to do with each
excited.
other.
I don't even care if I spoil this because don't watch this.
Yeah, don't watch
Um,
it.
the first half of the movie, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. I thought the best friend was the
I
killer
did too.
because I was like, oh, because she's like definitely queer and she's like in
Right?
love with her best friend and
And
she's killing off all these girls that are being mean to her best friend. I was like, okay, slay, gay queen.
exactly.
And
I was like, oh, this girl, and there was like
this
the
little
whole
they them lesbian is
right.
taking out the prom queens. I was like, hell yeah.
There was like a whole bit where like she was like being disappointed,
Sculpting.
sulking, and the other guy, who I don't even remember where he was from, was just like, oh, they're all the same, like blah blah. And I was like, oh, these two are committing murders, and in the end he's gonna be like, you need to also kill your best friend because she's also one of these bad popular people, and
Uh-huh.
she's going to have like, a moment of indecision
Redemption.
because she's like, no, I've, and then it was not even anything like that.
Yeah. I Well, and I thought too, because at the beginning they show her like the best friend sculpting that like face,
Yeah.
and then the mask on the killer was like the same type of thing, and I was like, oh, it's her. Like she sculpted like a mask for herself or something, and then I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, the whole thing just there was 100 ways that could have gone interestingly, and none of them were selected. So
Truly. Yeah. So
this gets
that's gonna be
0 out
a.
of 5
I was gonna say
skulls.
zero, zero skulls.
Yeah,
Not
I don't even.
even
I can't
on
even
the
give it a
tier
one.
list.
Yeah, I can't even give it a one. I don't think anyone should waste their time on this. It
Yeah.
wasn't even good or fun.
Yeah. Do not.
Um, Okay, back to something good. Which Penny has not seen this one, and I don't know. I have a feeling you probably won't see it. Is this a franchise you care about at all?
I have caught up on the franchise. I probably
Okay,
won't see it in theaters though.
but like maybe someday.
But yeah, I will. I'll watch it when it comes to streaming for sure.
Okay. So I'll keep it. I'll keep it diet light. But also this just came out. I feel like, but I saw Final
Final
Destination.
Destination. Okay, okay, Swedish Trixie.
Yeah. Final Destination Bloodlines in theaters. This is the summer movie I want. If we're talking this kind of, cut 'em up, gory,
Mm-hmm.
uh, this is the opposite of Prom Queen for me. And if you have the opportunity to go see this in a theater, do it, because if you care about Final Destination, um, because oh my gosh, I have not had so much fun in a theater since like I'm trying to think what I remember having a similar situation to this a couple of years ago, but I don't remember what it was. But like everyone was having such a good time.
Ah, that's always the best feeling.
Because if you're not a Final Destination person, other than the first film, these movies are just pure camp,
Yep.
and they know it. They're doing it's on purpose. They're making fun of themselves, and so therefore it is fun. This was the perfect blend of a new and interesting take on the franchise that still felt true to the concept.
Mm-hmm.
It tied all the other movies together, which was fun, and it was just fun and stupid. And they didn't try. I was worried about them trying to put an Instagram filter on it.
Sure.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I don't want a super polished Final Destination film. And this was still so campy, so just over the top stupid. Um, there's one of the funniest kills I've ever seen where let's just say there's a Prince Albert piercing,
Uh
and
oh.
that's pretty freaking hysterical. Um, and this did something that not none of the other films have done, but not quite as well, I don't think. We actually really get to kind of know the characters in this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
So that was fun. It also made it like it was a bigger buy-in and kind of like, oh, dang it, because you actually like a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a bummer. But it was just great. And of course, this was Tony Todd's last film before he
Yes.
passed. And I wasn't sure. I knew he had been sick. I wasn't sure how that had all gone down. Like, I didn't know if he knew when they were filming,
Mm-hmm.
etc. Anyway, he definitely did. And his scene was so heart-wrenching and just beautiful, and like just a gorgeous tribute to him and his career.
Mm.
And I've since read online that I guess the directors kind of let him just run with that, and
Yeah, I did see that.
he kind of gave a little impromptu speech, and he breaks fourth wall. It's like right to us, and oh my god, I wept. um but yeah, this is really fun. I would give this a solid uh I mean, on the Midge scale, this is like a 4.5 out of 5. I think for the average person, this is gonna get like a solid 3.5.
Sure.
But totally worth your dollars to go see it in a theater if you're a Final Destination
Nice.
fan. And definitely catch it on streaming if you're not. It's a lot of fun. Uh, and then I have one more I want to say. If
Ooh.
unless do you have anything else, Penny, that you wanted to
I don't
plug?
have any that I wanted to review.
Okay,
I have
you have
one that
some
I'm
coming
intrigued
ups.
by. Yeah,
Okay,
upcoming.
I will make a very quick of this because it is technically not a summer movie. It came out in April, but it just got released on streaming, and it's finally getting its dues right now, and that is The Ugly Stepsister.
Ooh.
It is now on Shudder. I believe it's also on Prime for free. I'm pretty sure right now. Um, So this, I had seen previews for this at my local theater, and I didn't realize it is a foreign film. It's
Hmm.
Norwegian, I believe, either Norwegian or Polish, but it's a retelling of Cinderella from the perspective of one of her stepsisters. And my friend Cheyenne was like, "You have to watch this. It's like The Substance and Pearl had a baby."
Ooh.
And that was a
I
perfect
would say
description.
that is a good selling description.
Yeah, and it was a perfect she nailed the vibe. It is immaculately shot. The costumes and sets are stunning. A very just high visual, almost Baz Luhrmann-esque, like
Mm.
high fantasy, just beautiful fabrics and wallpapers, and or almost like a little Guillermo del Toro too.
Oh, nice.
Just stunning. But it is, yeah, about the stepsister and just like the lengths that she will go to impress the prince. And it is horrific and beautiful and gross and disturbing and poignant. I think this is like a must see if you are a person who likes kind of good for her horror.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's I'm gonna say this was also a 5 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
But I want to give that preface that because I did not know going in it was a foreign film, and I was not necessarily in the headspace to like
Yeah.
lock in for to read for
Sure.
a couple hours. So prepare thyself. Don't watch it when you're tired.
Yeah.
Um, but it's really really good, and I'm glad that it's kind of making its way to American audiences via streaming. Definitely check that one out, and let me know if you do. Let me know what you think, because I
Yes.
loved this one.
Nice.
Okay, so things we're excited about. What do you got? You got something you're intrigued by?
Yeah, so I actually had not heard of this at all until we decided we were going to do this. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, what other movies are coming up? Because I knew there's a new I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out. And I'm
Yeah,
kind of
that
like,
looks disappointing,
yeah,
honestly.
I'm like not really interested in that. And I'm
Also, the
not a
best part of
huge,
that film was Sarah Michelle Gellar, and
right?
she won't be in it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But have you heard about Dangerous Animals?
yes, I just heard about this from someone else. Was just telling me that I needed to have my eye on this.
Yeah. So this is a shark movie that is also a serial killer movie. And
Yeah.
I am intrigued by this mashup. I have that I somewhat recently finally watched was it 27 meters down, 28 meters down,
Oh,
the Mandy Moore
uh-huh.
shark cage movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And I was like, wow, shark cages are sure fucked up and scary. And then this movie came up and I was like, what? So I don't know if I'm intrigued enough to see it in theaters. I will probably wait and see what kind of the vibe is, but I am very interested in this.
Yeah. Gosh, I wish I could remember who was literally just telling me about this, because it's like a person who leads expeditions, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of
Yeah.
the vibe.
Yeah, yeah, because I actually thought, I mean, when I was watching the Mandy Moore movie, I suspected that maybe the people on the boat were bad news and that like maybe
Mm-hmm.
this was semi-purposeful. And so it feels like this movie is kind of in that thing where it was like, what if you decided to go out on a boat to see some shark cages, but the guy was fucking crazy? And I'm like,
Yeah.
that would be terrifying.
Oh, it was my hairdresser. Alicia told me about.
Ah,
Thank you, Alicia, for
thanks,
bringing that to my
Alicia.
attention. Yeah, I'm intrigued. Again, anything with like a new premise that's not, I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm intrigued by
Yeah.
whatever that might be.
And especially because this summer is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So it
Yes.
is a good time of year, a good year to do shark related things.
Yes, absolutely. Uh yeah, I'm not, I don't have high hopes for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
The preview looked very, I don't know, it just looks very 2025, and I feel
Yeah.
like all the charm of that film is the era in which it was made and the cast. Well, and not even that, because why you would put not Sarah Michelle Gellar as the lead role in that movie. I still don't understand. But anyway. And then I am also intrigued by this new weapons film coming out that is about the classroom of children that all disappear on the same day.
Ooh, I don't think I've heard of this one.
Yeah, it was back in like March. They were showing teasers in theaters, and it was only like security cam footage of children like running out the front door at night.
Mm.
And they would just show like a little 30-second clip, and then it would have a hashtag that I think said like Mayville missing or Mayberry missing. I don't remember the name of the town. But then I just saw the full-length trailer when I saw Final Destination. I was like, oh, that looks like it might be good.
Intriguing.
And then I also have not yet seen Bring Her Back, which is done by the people who did Talk to Me.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have not seen that either.
Which Talk to Me was a hard favorite of mine the year that came out. And the lead woman in it is the girl from The Shape of Water.
Oh.
And I haven't seen her in anything
else. Yeah, that would be fun.
So I saw her and I was like, oh. So I definitely, I think I want to see that before time on the theater running runs out as well.
Yes. Yeah, my last movie excitement is sadly not something that everyone can do because it's not a movie that's being released. But I am finally going to see Silence of the Lambs in theaters because our local cinema is going to be playing it in June, and so I'm going to go see it. I'm so excited.
Oh, that is going to be awesome. There's nothing like seeing a movie you've never seen in the theater.
Right.
Like for the first time on the big screen. It's really cool.
I feel like sometimes I think I've said this on the pod before. Sometimes I feel like I enjoy seeing movies that I love in cinema better than seeing a movie for the first time. Just because like, the ADHD, I like to be able to look things up. I like to know things. Sure. So like that's nice to be able to do at home, and then you can go and see it in theaters. When I saw Scream in theaters Halloween before last, I was like, this is the best experience. So I'm very excited to see Silence of the Lambs.
That was me with Trick or Treat 2 Halloweens ago. I was like, this is the best day of my life. Well, there's your little summer movie breakdown.
Yeah.
So far, and maybe a little bit of what's coming. I'm sure there are other things that are coming that we didn't. I don't remember when Megan's coming out. I know.
Oh yeah, Megan 2 is coming
2.0
out this summer, I think too.
But yeah, it's again, whether it's Sinners or Prom Queen, whether it's the best thing or the worst thing, it is still a very fun time to be a spooky lover. And I think the people in Hollywood know. They know what we're wanting.
They know. Yeah.
They're churning out lots of spooky movies for us, even in the hot dead of hell time.
Yes. Yeah, if there are spooky things that we did not mention that you're super excited for, please do let us know.
Yes, please.
Yes, you could join our Discord, for example.
Yeah, drop them in the media channel.
In the media channel. Tell us about what the movies you've seen. Let us know if you saw Prom Queen, if you agree with us, or if you're like, what are you guys talking about? I loved it. It was the best movie I've ever seen.
You know what, though? I haven't seen a single person say a good thing about it yet. I do kind of love when everyone hates a movie.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this little chatty one today. If you want to leave a review for our podcast and let the people know that you enjoy hanging out with us, we would sure appreciate that. You can leave those on Apple Podcasts. You can leave comments on Spotify. You can send us a DM. And I do believe Midge has a Spotify review for us today.
I surely do. This is from Randy Chandler, which is a very fun name to say.
Yeah.
And it says, "This was a wild ride. I really enjoy the pod. Your ladies' cackles are joyful. Keep up the keep up the amazing storytelling and reading the weirdos of history beyond the grave."
Love it.
Thank you.
We do love a good cackle around here.
Yeah. And hopefully by the next episode, you all hear. Well, we did a few in batch here where I was sick,
Yes.
so you're getting my cackle and my cough. So please know that the next time you listen, that should be over.
Yes.
Thankfully,
Full cackles will resume.
well, yeah. Please stand by.
Please stand by for cackle. Yes, if you would like to follow along with the podcast, you can find us on Instagram at Ghouls Night in Pod. And if you are looking for me, you can find me at Penny Snark.
And you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And until next time, goodbye.